What's crack-a-lackin', Sheila?
So much and so little.
Wait, did you put your headphones back in?
Yes.
For real?
Oh, do you have this right there?
Why can't I hear you that well? Tricky.
Do you need to
Anyway,
adjust your volume on your end?
no, go ahead. I don't know what's going on.
Always some
There you
technical
go.
difficulties all
Just speak up,
around
child. That's what it
the
is.
matrix.
You're whispering. What's going on?
Everything is everything. What will be, will be. I realize I've been trying to get back into Ozark. I've been trying to, like, when I have some time to myself, I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? I'm going to watch to distract myself from how I really feel. And you know what my kink is? Murder and Mayhem Mysteries on Netflix.
Oh my God.
The girl in the picture? Just the most heinous, disturbing,
Heinous.
heinous.
What is heinous?
Heinous?
Wait. Start this podcast the fuck over. What is going on? First of all, you talk it all slow. You're like, murder, Mr. I'm like, is she hot? Heinous. I don't think it's heinous.
Wow. Heinous. Heinous. Heinous.
Heinous. What are you talking about? Heinous. Y'all.
It's bad. It's disgusting. It's nasty. It's utterly despicable. Heinous. Heinous. Yo, I love myself. But it's really disturbing, and I really can't stop watching them. And I don't know what it's about, but don't listen. Now I'm looking for them on Netflix. Them shits be popping up, #1 in the country, and I'm like, what is next?
Oh,
what
all of the murder.
Next?
You would probably like true crime podcasts as well, then.
But I like the cheapened, or not the cheapened. I like the reenactments. You know.
Oh, the actors.
Yeah, I like the little girls and the rabbit next to her. I like that type of shit. Like,
did you watch the Ted Bundy tapes or whatever on there?
Nope, girl, tell me
that'll
more.
Get you going. Girl, you better watch the Ted Bundy stuff on there. It's so good.
These people are troubled, though. Hurt people, and they hurt people terribly. Anyway,
they kill them.
They ruin them. You know what? I prefer if they just kill them. It's the long, drawn out, disgusting torture that really gets me going.
What does it mean that we're all watching this and interested in it?
I'm not well. Looking for distraction. I'm looking for feeling.
It's like your version of cutting, basically.
I'm looking for some kind of feeling. Well, I really need to just listen to an audio dictionary. I need to go back to 5th grade grammar, reading, writing, and vocabulary, apparently. But I've been finding some ease as well in going to a pool. Girl, I got a pool membership. And
you're rich.
It is not rich at all. It's a community pool. It's where the people go.
Wait, community pools aren't free anymore?
No, it's meaning that it's like for poor people, but not so poor that it's a community pool. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a free pool. You got to pay. It's it's $125.
There's hierarchy in poorness now?
There's
we can't just all be poor together?
No.
Fucked up.
No, there's levels to poverty. Levels to rich shit. But yeah, and it's bringing me, it's the highlight of my day. I go do work, I pick up Joe, and we go to the pool. And I don't get in it. I get in.
You don't get in?
No, I just sit. This pool's really nice because there's grass and there's trees. So I go and I sit under the grass and I feel the breeze and I read, or I tell JoJo repeatedly that I'm not getting in the pool. That goes cycles for about 3 hours, then we leave. And I'm like, this. She just comes up, Mom, are we getting in? No. In a minute, 5 minutes. And we just do that for like.
But she gets in, right?
Oh yeah, she gets in. She learned how to swim because JoJo's one of the kids that like they're like, "Can you swim?" And they're like, "Yeah." But when they go in the water, they just flail about and not really go anywhere. They just like, or the kids with the water right here, just on the top of their tippy toes. But you know they can't really swim. But my white mom's teaching her like a true white woman,
good.
teaching her them life skills.
White excellence.
You know? So
good job.
That's been really good. Taking care of your badass cat.
Don't do me. Don't do it. You asked to borrow Blue to care for her.
That's not how it worked. I told you I have mice.
Yes, it is.
You were like, well, you should take Blue. And then you're like, oh, I'm going on vacation. And I was like, all right, well, then let's
You were like, no, it's on the Patreon video where you were like, really, Antoinette, because I have mice. I need her. And I was like, yeah, you can borrow her. Don't do me. I told you that she's like a toddler. She's a baby. She never grew up.
And I think it's a reflection of your parenting.
Shut up.
I don't know what you do.
She just has an eating disorder, so maybe it is. She's hungry all the time. But she's not bad. She just wants food.
She's not affectionate either. She's just like,
She doesn't sleep next to you?
Not yet. Like she just now was sitting down on the ground reading, and she came over and like pushed her body towards me. She like, kind of forces me to make the. She's a pillow princess. She just like is not coming towards you.
Well, she comes towards me though.
Hell no,
really?
For Joe. Yeah, she runs because Joe's not. She's not very nice.
Oh, so Jolie doesn't even like her. That's a shame.
No, JoJo tries. She's forceful. She's aggressive, but I think it's in your parenting because I just grew up with a mom that
kills cats.
She does not kill cats
and dogs,
but she does not
animals.
Offer them. No, she's never killed a dog. That'd be. But she doesn't care. She lets them fend for themselves in many ways. She says, if you want to be my pet, then you have to be able to withstand my lack of care in some ways. Like she's not babying them. She's not. It's just the Hunger Games for these.
It really
animals.
is.
It really is. There's a cat, Charlie, a little hood rat cat, came around the house, kept meowing and shit. She fed him once, kept meowing and shit, kicked him a couple times. Like she's not in any way feeling. She's not because he's so loud.
Oh my God.
Like Blue wouldn't make it.
That's not funny. Don't bring my cat around your mother. If I saw your mother kick my cat.
No, this is what it's like. If the cat comes and does this manipulative thing where it's like meow, meow, and the cat will get in her walking path and she will push the cat out of the way. Get out of here, cat. She in no way coddles a cat. Charlie came around. Charlie thought he was just going to get in, be fed. He was like, found his white family, come from Knox Street around the corner. This is a haven. It's a huge backyard. And my mom was like, you got some things some rings to jump through. So JoJo has convinced my mom to think about keeping Charlie. The community of women in my mom's life are like, all right, yeah, you just can't have this cat around. He's going to get more cats pregnant. Like, you got to get him fixed. So my mom's like, all right, I'll get him fixed. Where's this free SPCA program? So she goes, takes Charlie, takes him to the SPCA. They do their
ASPCA,
whatever it's called.
Go ahead, Queen.
They tell her, all right, we're going to do the job, and then we're going to drop him back off your house. Where's your house? And she tells them, it's on the 100 block of her street. She refuses to give them the exact address.
Why?
Because she says, if the cat is meant to be, if he can make it to my house, if he can remember where I live, then he can stay. Don't you know Charlie made it? Charlie is back. And so then she takes care of him. But it's Hunger Games. Only the strongest survive.
This says a lot because it's almost as if you have to prove yourself in order to receive love and care.
And you're not getting love and care. She's just keeping him alive. She's just like, she's not going above and she just does not feel that. She's not an animal She's not an animal person.
Keep your mother away from my cat. Bad Barb.
But if Blue came to my mom's house, Queen Lane, baby, you would sink or swim. The best would come out of Blue. You'd be like, I don't know who this cat is.
Blue would die. The best would not come out of her. She's not built for it.
Survive. That's the thing. You never know.
Blue will survive in America, child.
Aside from that, that's all happening. How are you?
I'm good. I'm back from LA. I had some epiphanies there. I was in LA really feeling great. The weather is just so beautiful. The landscape is gorgeous. I had so many people in my life telling me, you should move there. It looks so good on you. You're actually tan a little bit. You don't look so ghostly. Mm-hmm. You see me? I give you a little caramel, a little something.
Caramel.
A little something. Yeah. A little chai tea. But I then went out. So all of my days, I went to visit my girlfriend, Renee. People who know Renee Daniela, people know her as Owned by Femme. And she just bought a house. I'm so proud of her. The house is gorgeous. So we were like doing things around the house, really very low key stuff, walking around the neighborhood, I really enjoyed Lemert. Apparently Lemert, I don't know, Lemert Park, whatever. It's like the Black area in LA that I guess is not so upscale. And so people kind of look down on it, but I thought it was great. Poverty. But it wasn't poverty at all. Like, it was beautiful in my eyes. Like, this is gorgeous. So we were walking around there. It's like, every day walking at least an hour, 2 hours, whatever, because everything's so spaced out. But really enjoying that. Kayaking in some kayak she was gifted from Amazon or whatever. There was a blow-up kayak. So we're on the beach blowing this thing up. It was ridiculous. And then this man comes over to compliment us. And he goes, you know what, ladies, he was trying to flirt with her, not me. And he's like, I'm real proud of y'all for getting that done, real proud of y'all, especially without a man. I was like, I do everything without a man. And she was like, oh,
you didn't give myself orgasms.
Right, like I do everything without a man, but thanks. Like at first it was a fine compliment, and then he had to ruin it. But it was a lot of that, very outdoorsy hikes, very chill, gonna have some water outside, put her feet in the grass. It was beautiful. That was what I needed. I wanted to get away from the sirens and the chaos of New York. But then, girl, we went out. We saved going out for like Thursday and Friday. I got there on Monday. We saved going out. And the first night was fine. We went to a book signing. Jessica, I believe her last name is Mbugo. She's the first Black woman to travel and visit every country in the world. And so she had a book signing at Barnes & Noble. It was really lovely. She's an incredible speaker. She's very thoughtful with how she answers certain questions. There was a person who was asking questions, very pointed question about her experience in that Muslim country, the way she kept saying it. And Jessica kindly and gently made it very clear that her experience had nothing to do based off the country being Muslim, that she actually enjoys the Middle East more than most places. And she just redirected the energy really well. So that was super dope. I'm excited to read her book, and it was cool. There were like influencer people there. I found myself afterwards like at dinner with like Rosario Dawson and Jessica and all of these like power players within the space of travel and culture and like it was just interesting. That was fine. It was at the Four Seasons, which was, it has to be that. And I was like, okay, this is giving LA vibes, but it's fine. And then the next day was the day where I was like, ooh, we went out to eat. Our homegirl Joy T-Show on Instagram, who is a stylist. She went out there to be a stylist. I'm so proud of her as well. She was an assistant stylist on lots of things. Now she has her own clients. Her business is thriving. She's making a ton of money. She's enjoying herself. She's living her best life. And like just a couple years ago in Ghana, it was all something she quote unquote wanted to do. And now here she is doing it. So it's really
wow,
full
in Ghana,
circle.
She wasn't when you
In
met
Ghana,
her, she wasn't.
she was a stylist, but she was still working under other people and
Wow.
wasn't doing it. She wasn't on her, standing on her own 2 feet just yet. And
Wow.
now, like, she's
That is
getting
remarkable. Go
big
ahead,
time,
girl.
celebrity clientele. She just dressed James Harden for something, who is on the Sixers. I know you don't know who that was.
Okay.
But anyway, so that was lovely. Like, just getting together, reconnecting with them, beautiful. Then there was like some after party. Who is the guy? You say money all around me. I look like I'm the man. I don't know his name. But apparently he has a new album out.
Shout
And
out
there
to
was
him.
like some after party to celebrate his album. And girl, it was just so LA.
What is that thing?
It was not fun. I mean, for me, it wasn't fun. Like, my version of fun is like being somewhere where you're actually sweating, you're actually having a good time. I was also on sober duty because they were both drinking like hell and having a good time. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna be the sober auntie in this. But it was just a lot of people dressed in very uncomfortable clothing. You could tell, networking. I feel like not everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people in those spaces, if they haven't arrived just yet and they don't care about fame and celebrity, everyone's trying to get there and trying to be that. And you can feel it. It like permeates the space in a way that I just don't, I don't connect with that. And so lots of sunglasses at night, lots of skinny leg jeans on the men, or like very interesting, no boot cuts, child. And so it was just that vibe. It was that energy, the hookah, we want bottles at the table? And it was just like, all right, cool. So I realized that LA is basically like IG. It's really beautiful to look at. It seemingly feels good, but it's soulless. There's no soul to it. And so I got back to New York and was greeted with lots of beeping and honking and traffic and things. But I had one of the best New York days the next day. Like, I got on my bike, I ran into friends and just fell into a day. People that I would have never met before. Really interesting characters. We were at the park at Soul Summit. Then we went and got Mexican food. There was bootcut jeans at the table with Birkenstocks and no socks, honey.
Girl,
just elevated.
Real,
and these people doing very well for themselves, but not pretentious at all. Eating burritos and empanadas and rice and beans and just being. And so I just thought to myself, yeah, LA felt really good. That weather felt really good to me. It felt like, oh, Antoinette, this is you. Sundress, bare feet outside. I felt more regal almost. But
I think you also may need you need like a good 2 weeks in a place to really get the feel. Like, you didn't go everywhere. You were with a certain type of people. Like, it'd be dope to go and stay for a minute and travel around all the different parts about.
That's my plan. That's my plan. So she invited me to come back when it gets cold. So I'm going to go and I'm going to stay for like a month. I'm going to work from there and see how I feel, see what that is. But it was beautiful. It was lovely. But I did realize while I was there that everywhere I go, there I am, honey.
Like a motherfucker, like, what?
I said, oh, why are you here?
Go away!
Yes. All of the things, like, even though I felt really good in the space, all of the things that have been, on my mind, I don't want to say weighing me down, but sort of just got me going in circles a little bit, just a little in my head, trying to take me out of the present. They were right there, tapping me on my shoulders. So I guess when you change locations, didn't Jay-Z say something about all you gotta do is change the forecast? That shit ain't work.
He's a liar, obviously. That's why he had to retract everything on 444. He does not tell the truth. He's working on it.
Oh my good. What is your beef? with who? With the God?
I don't have a beef.
You
That's
do a little bit.
Lying. He's coming to terms with it.
Goodness.
He's maturing.
It's just unwarranted.
He made that statement when he was a liar. He's an older person now.
I don't
He's
think
grown
he
out of
did
it.
change the weather to 4K. What was that in? Was that Bonnie and Clyde? I think it was. He was lying then.
The height of it.
He was
height
lying.
of it.
Baby, it wasn't until their asses was on the run that he kind of got it together. Tricky. Jay.
Oh.
Sean.
What is this thing that the New York passenger is the Hove lane? That's not true.
HOV lane. Bitch, what? I love you.
That's what they said on IG. That's what somebody said.
Wait. Did you think the HOV lane had to do with Jay-Z?
No,
Please
I
tell
never
me.
thought that. But I saw that on Instagram that someone said that has to do with...
Oh, Charlemagne said that when he finally got to New York, he was like, I thought that shit was... He was like, damn, Hov got his own lane.
No.
What does HOV stand for?
For the lane?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
High occupancy vehicle, which is stupid. It should have just been like 3 or more lanes.
I never knew what that shit meant. I was like,
do you drive in it when you're not a high occupancy vehicle?
No, ma'am.
Well, you can if there's 3 people in your vehicle. You can go faster. They're trying to reward people for carpooling and shit.
Yeah, they got that in LA too. Well,
hot shit.
That was the thing. Hot shit. On July 19th, I have, I'm going to see the Nope premiere. It comes out July 22nd, but somehow I guess...
the movie with Daniel Kaluuya.
Mm-hmm. So this is Jordan Peele's 3rd movie. I made that up. 3rd big movie. Everyone knows the first one was amazing.
What was the first one? Give context.
Not so well. I forgot what the first one's name was.
Get out.
Sunken, please.
Get out. What's wrong with you?
That was also with Daniel Kaluuya. He's going to be in this 3rd one, Nope. But it's about caretakers at a California horse ranch encounter a mysterious force that affects human and animal behavior. Bum, bum, bum. But it got Keke Palmer. Interesting lineup. I'm here for these casts. Keke Palmer, the boy Daniel, and then my boo. I don't think y'all know this is my boo. Steven Yeun, the Korean guy from The Walking Dead.
Oh, I never watched The Walking Dead.
Oh, that is my baby boo.
More than Jonathan Majors? Because we can trade.
No.
I've been having dreams about Jonathan Majors.
Pipe down.
It's tricky over here. No, I wish, child.
I feel like Jonathan Majors would say the same thing. Like, I feel like it's really fake in LA. I'm from the South, so...
I can't see him in LA. I can see him walking the streets of Soho in, like, overalls.
With a white girl.
Most likely.
But anyway, I'm really excited to see this. I feel like Jordan Peele's he and the boy Donald Glover are doing some interesting stuff with like black horror and shit. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I'll let you guys know. I think everyone should go check it out, and we should all get back and talk about it because I really want it to be good. I want this to be like, yo, like Get Out was.
Same. Very exciting. So Rory from the new Rory and Maul podcast, Rory has a whole project coming out that he produced and wrote. And Mandy went to the listening party. He had a listening party with just his close friends, and she said it was dope. Mandy and I have very different tastes in music, though. But I will say that the first single came out today. And one of my favorites, Alex Isley, is featured on it, who I just love her. And it's called I Want You, But You'll Never Know. He apparently has like a whole YouTube series, like where he's documented the making of this. And he's talking to different men in the space and talking about basically the thrill of the chase and how it's just as addictive as drugs or alcohol, and how there were times when he would finally get the woman and be having sex with her and feel gross because he was just like, oh, I don't even want to be here. I just wanted to know I could get you.
Well, sounds like a terrible thing that he should work out in therapy.
Well, that's what he's doing. He's working through it, but like publicly, which I respect. And he's not talking about the present, supposedly. He's talking about his history. But the song, I mean, I like it. It's not toxic. Well, I love anything that Alex Isley does. The other people on it, I don't know them. Shelly, FKA Dram. That could be like 3 or 4 different people. Oh, that was more than one person.
Yeah.
That's who that is?
Yeah, you know who Dram is.
That's so interesting. Wow. Well, Shelly FKA Dram is one person, apparently.
Yes.
So I don't... Oh, so that's the same Cha-Cha person?
Yes.
Interesting.
Anyway. His music. He's great.
Okay. It's good. It's good. I really like it. And I'm really proud of him for like a lot of people, you know.
I want to hear it.
It's on Spotify and stuff. Check it out. But I'm proud of him. He doesn't need to do this, but it's his passion. Like he makes enough money, I'm sure, from the podcast. So I just love to see it. I love to see it. Love it. For moving forward, Burna Boy has a new album out. I don't care, baby. The way I'm jamming and can't, I don't know nothing he's saying.
That's what everybody's saying.
I am so white when I listen, but I love it.
All the memes are saying,
but I love it. But I'm telling you, it's so dope. I'm telling you, it's dope. I had to sit. So now Spotify is. I'm really grateful for Spotify. I know we're supposed to be mad at Spotify. Shout out to Indy Ivory, but no,
girl.
Spotify has this new feature where when you play the song, you just swipe up a little bit and all the lyrics come up. Now the tricky part is that
Spotify don't know what they saying. What he saying?
Sometimes they writing it in like the whatever it is that he's saying and I still have to figure out. I still have to decipher what's happening. But overall, I haven't made it through the whole album. I've only made it through about half the album, but it is very enjoyable. It's pleasant. It's produced really well, and it's Burna Boy, and everybody fucking loves him. I don't know why. I just like him.
I hope he's happy. I hope he's well. I hope he's living his dreams. I hope
he's living his dreams. I mean, he's like, I love the fact that on every album he just has to represent Fela. Like he's like, I am Fela.
I remember driving in a car a couple years ago, and my sister being like, "Do you know Burna Boy?" My white sister. Yeah. Do you know Burna Boy?
People don't realize that my sister is fully white. I realized that, like, people
don't realize. Bitch, no, put on a song. I don't know. Bridget put me on. She's like, here's the song. I don't know what she put on. Either.
Wait, what was the song?
I don't know. But she just did her little rendition. She didn't know what he's saying either. But I was like, okay, Bridget.
I'll be doing what so now, but when I do know what he's saying, I sing it loud.
I say no money. I don't know. That's all I know.
Anyway, so everybody should check out and support the Nigerian king. That is Burna Boy. Also, another Spotify shout out. Dissect. There's a podcast. I don't know if it's on Apple, but I know it's on Spotify. This podcast, Dissect. Wow. What a time to be alive. This is white excellence. And I know that people don't like it when I say that, but it is. Dissect is a podcast where it breaks down like stuff that we would never...
10 years old. You're talking about the one where he breaks down the albums?
Are you about to piss me off? You ain't never told me about it.
I definitely probably mentioned it here on the podcast in the past.
I would like to apologize to you.
He also is, I love him because he's obsessed with Kendrick Lamar. Basically every single masterpiece, he's like, Kendrick Lamar.
I'm stuck on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. His breakdown of that, stuff that I've just never heard. And I'm going to go back and listen to it, but I'm scrolling through now. He has obviously more Kanye on here. Kendrick Lamar, Childish Gambino, but Black is King, Lemonade.
Black is King is on there?
Yeah, child.
Yeah,
he got Lemonade on here.
He did Frank Ocean.
Yeah,
do you like any white people? Do you like any white? Are there any white masterpieces?
No, he's white excellence. He also does The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So I'm really excited to dive into it. Excited to dive into it. And I think that we should dive into shit like this. But we just don't
On
have the
our
time and
podcast?
patience. We're not smart enough, I don't think yet. He's
Lauren
really
was getting
smart.
cheated on, and then I don't
Lauren
know.
was not getting cheated on. Lauren was
Cheating on, and then she got cheated on. No, Rohan or whatever his name. Roman.
The
that
Marley,
nigga fucked
the
her
Marley
shit
one.
up.
He was tricky, and she had like 15 of his babies.
And then went to jail.
How powerful is that? I have
That's
5
our
Marley
dissect.
grandkids. Wow,
She
interesting.
did.
Well, I don't know if you've heard this before, but make sure you check out Dissect on Spotify. It is very good. And I don't know the white man that does it, but he's white and he is excellent. And he is an ally.
He is.
So
I
shout out
would
to
marry
him.
him.
Join host, what's his name? Join host Cole Chula. He might Chuka.
Cole?
Wait, Cuchna. What's that? Kuchna. Oh, Carrie. Kuchna. Cole Kuchna. What do he look like?
Help me.
Wait,
Take
Google that
us.
real quick.
That's
Is he even white?
He is.
He
He's
sounds
definitely
it.
a white guy.
Coley. Can't stand myself. Coley.
I know. I was like, what is she saying? She said,
I want to turn him into
Johan. John. That is very interesting. Johan.
That makes me think of the Jordan and Peele thing when they were like, Balake. He's like, Blake.
Blake? Motherfucking word. Yo, that is my favorite.
Oh my God. Look at him. Wait. Wow. Look at him. Everybody listening to this goddamn podcast, please. Google him. He looks like a mad scientist.
Not a mad scientist.
He does. He looks brilliant. Or he looks like the rapist on Law and Order SVU.
Wow, you took it too far.
That's what he looks like. That's the casting. Girl, I watched enough Law and Order SVU to know what that casting is.
We are so sorry.
I know. But he's white and excellent. Shout out to him. Moving right along. Something that I don't find to be excellent, and you actually have it on here, but actually I'll let you cook. Go ahead. You talk about this. The adults and kids things.
I don't think it's very disturbing to watch. This whole trend of the parents asking their kids to fight, especially the little ones. There's one where they ask a boy, and I was like, that would be my response. But the parents barge into the kids' room with the camera and say, yo,
wake them up.
Go get your shoes on. I got to fight this neighbor downstairs, and they got a daughter. You got to go beat up the daughter.
Yeah.
And then they record the kid's response, and one kid was like, Mom, this is a bad idea. She's like, no, we got to go do it. He was like, Mom, I'm a depressed child. I can't do this.
He said that?
I was like, the way he did it, he was in there gaming. He's probably like 13 years old. He probably is legit like depressed a little bit. He's going through the hardest time. It's like, no, Mom, I can't do this.
The only one that was a little bit cute to me was there was like a little Latino boy, and the mom was like, this mom and she's upsetting me. She's threatening us. We gotta go get them. She has a boy. And he was like, he looked at her and he tried to like take it, and he goes, okay. But it's kind of like, it was the way, it was like really like matter of fact and adult in him. And I was like, oh, but then I thought about it. What are we instilling in these babies?
I don't know, but there's another little girl that was about it. Like there are.
There's so many kids that are about it. She's saw one girl and she was scooting. First of all, I don't know why she was riding her little razor in the house. You in the house, child. That's outside play, but whatever. She was scooting in the house, and then her mom came to get her, and she goes, "Oh, all right," and she puts the scooter on her shoulder. She was like, no, we're not going outside to play. We got to go fight. And she was like, yeah, this is my weapon. And her mom was like, oh, okay. And then they proceeded to like go outside and laugh. I'm like, but what if your kid actually picks up a scooter one day to fight?
It's confusing. And another thing, she do a fucking L on a motherfucker, do a fucking Stranger Things, pick up a roller skate, child.
Don't ruin it then. Ugh. Sorry.
Also,
she's ruining the...
No, that's not a big plot twist. Also, it traumatizes the kids that don't want to do it. Like, they're
Yes.
legit just like playing. And then all of a sudden they're like, no, Mom, I can't.
I don't like
it's no
that trend.
bueno.
Mark Lamont Hill actually posted about it. And you know, people be sick of hearing from the
He's
black
like,
woman.
and the black man,
It's not what he
that's
said.
how a
See?
motherfucker end up in jail, and the prison pipeline starts
See?
at the teat of your mother.
See,
Shout out
that's
to
exactly
Mark.
why.
I
I
fuck
can't
with
even
Mark.
find it now. Oh, here he goes. He said, I've been wanting to tweet this for a day or so. I get the cuteness of seeing your kid ready to ride for you, but this is truly unhealthy. And he was retweeting a woman who said, this prank of parents telling their kids they need them to fight is not funny. It's showing me a lot about how people parent. It's also sad to see some of these kids get really anxious about being pressured into an act of violence. This is not entertainment.
It's terrible. And
Yeah.
then the other kids that were about it are clearly fucking kids up at the playground.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it at all. I don't love it, guys.
I
so.
would want to do it. I wouldn't do it, but I would be really curious. I know Joe would be like, no, like, are you serious?
No, Joe was not with the shit. She would be like, Mom, what? Mom, 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 Mom. You know, she started doing that. Mom, Mom. She started saying it like 1,000
No,
fucking times.
Mom. Who? Where are they? No, Joe would be like, I ain't vote for that now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it. I think it would be different if we did it with our actual friends. Like if I came to you and said that, you would be like, "Girl, what? You're crazy."
It depends on what you are talking about. That's
you would
not
fight
true.
for me.
If you are doing some shit like, I got in a fight with this girl at the grocery store or some shit like that, maybe I'd be like, we shouldn't do. We probably shouldn't get involved in that. But if it was something like outside in the heat of the moment, some shit going on where I see you're clearly in danger and you need to be protected, even if it doesn't make any sense, of course. But you coming and saying, this girl pushed me and called me a bitch, and then I had to push it back, and then
I don't like this, like in this interpretation of me, because that's not. You're saying it like that's how I sound.
I don't know how I was saying in your voice. This woman has disrespected me and violated my personal space, and I feel overcome with emotion that I cannot control.
I no longer have empathy.
No, I'd be like, girl, you got Amanda and everybody else to a poor decision. That would be a poor decision.
I could never see Amanda fight. As much as she talk, I'd be like, what? Go sit down. It's your little self. I'd be scared. Like, you might get hurt. Anyway, stop stressing your kids out. I don't want to see any around the way girls posting this shit. Calling child services, DHS, DIFUS. Anyway, Emmy nominations are in. I only wrote down the black people. I just realized. But I have an unpopular opinion. Here we go with my bullshit. First, let's talk about Euphoria is up. Abbott Elementary is up. Euphoria is up for Outstanding Drama. Abbott Elementary, Outstanding Comedy Series. Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama, Zendaya. Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. Quinta and Issa, which is okay. And then Outstanding Competition Program, Lizzo and RuPaul.
Lizzo?
And then, yeah, she has like something. I don't know. But RuPaul takes that almost every year with the Drag Race. And then I was really happy to see Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy, Cheryl Lee Ralph, who is a theater god, if anybody knows. And then Tyler James Williams for actor, who was Everybody Hates Chris. They're both in Abbott Elementary, and Abbott Elementary is getting so much love, which it deserves. And I'm super happy for Quinta. I think she's great. I was surprised. Who else?
What's your unpopular take? I have a lot of opinions about the whites. The blacks.
My unpopular opinion is I want. What's the name of that damn show? Now I didn't forgot. Succession to win.
Girl,
in every category. It's not
me
like
too.
I don't care if it's against.
I miss them. You know
that's like the Trump family, right? Like that's it.
Not the Trump family. It's the guy that does Fox. It's closer
Yes,
to
but it's
him.
also that. Like it's the same shit. It's the two sons, the daughter. Like that. You think that those kids are not trying to figure out who Trump is passing the reins over to for his little empire?
Oh, I don't know.
Like that's the dynamics of those really
that guy is
powerful
no
family.
way. Brian Cox is no Trump. The guy who put the Succession, he is no Trump at all.
No, Trump.
That's
but
the
Trump,
ruler of the universe.
Unpopular opinion. Trump, as a politician, is a wild man, but as a businessman, he was ruthless. He was not brilliant, well, kind of, but he was getting shit done. I'm sorry, he was never the textbook genius, but I mean, he was ruthless. But Succession, I love y'all, but that is white excellence.
I didn't know they have competing actors in the lead category.
Oh, yeah.
For Succession. So it's Brian Cox and then Jeremy Strong.
Yeah.
Both for lead actor in drama. Wow. I think for lead actress, though, in drama series, I think Laura Linney from Ozark. That white woman.
Laura Linney is excellent.
Whoa.
The only thing about Laura Linney is that she usually plays that role. You see her in that same kind of approach. I didn't see who was nominated for director. Was our guy from Ozark nominated for best director at all? I didn't see. Damn. But anyway, I'm really happy for the blacks, and I want Allen Iverson. I want Abbott Elementary to pull a couple in, but
I don't think Zendaya. I don't think that Euphoria should win for acting. I think they should win for whatever, like cinematography or like that music, like all of that shit. I think they should definitely win for, but not the acting. Because
what about directing? What about writing?
Oh, no writing. But
no writing. Okay.
I think whatever kind of like technical shit that they can get something for, they should definitely get it. They should definitely get it.
Also, Ted Lasso is nominated so much.
Have you ever watched it?
What, Ted Lasso?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, because I just got Apple TV, but a friend of mine was telling me to watch it, and I need to.
It's really heartwarming and beautiful. It's good. It's good.
Really?
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, it's good.
I need to watch it.
The style that they do it is really...
These are unpopular opinion, I think, for both of us. We're rooting for the whites.
Except for Abbott. They should.
Except for Abbott.
I want Quinta to get her to win. I think she was
win. Not. I think she's the first. I forget what it is. The first Black woman to be, I don't know, nominated 3 times in writing, directing, or something. I don't know. But she's doing her damn thing.
To know that I went to school with Quinta as well. I just go to schools where famous people emerge. So it's just my circle.
Wait, you went to the elementary school or the middle school she went to?
I went to the high school that she went to. I went to Chad.
Oh. Wait, I thought you went to Saul.
I did, and then I dropped out. And then I went to Chad. Then I went to Kappa.
You went to Chad for how long?
2 years.
Wait. So how long were you in high school?
Maybe it was a year.
Because if you were in 2 years at Saul and 2 years at...
No, 2 years at Chad. Saul, I didn't even complete a year in Saul. I didn't do a year. I did like 2 months at Saul, 3 months. And that's when I dropped out. Then I re-enrolled in Chad in 9th grade. I guess in like the middle of 9th grade. Then I did 10th grade. Then I did 11th grade.
You know that Abbott, the teacher that inspired her to do that... See, this is why I had to go to LA. The teacher that inspired her to do that is what's her face's mother, right?
Don't know who what's her face is. If you
the singer that Amanda just did the stuff. What's her name? Janae. The drama major from Kappa.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's really?
Her mom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mrs. Abbott is her mother. Anyway, that's our little Philly aside. Politics as usual. Wow. Shanti?
I did not finish that. So
all right, I did. I didn't think you did. All right, cool. I wrote it, but I wrote it out on a separate thing. I wasn't sure where you wanted to go with it, but cool. So, President Joseph Robinette Biden in a very terrible speech. Did you watch this speech when he announced this executive order
He and
of
his
like
wife are
abortion
fucking up.
protection?
We'll talk about his wife
Oh, his
too.
wife. Not
Well,
the Mexican burritos, or what she say? The Mexican breakfast tacos.
I said, leave that white lady alone and stop acting like you don't stereotype people by food either. Why
She was
not
like, I
acting
was
like
just
y'all
trying
don't?
to show how much I love the culture.
I know. She didn't mean no harm now.
You can't say nothing.
She'd have been like, I love the blacks.
And she does,
And the
probably.
flavorful foods.
Soul. Just soulful. And the music. Wow.
And the dancing.
Lovely. Remember when that Obama used to have those blacks in the White House having those parties? We'd be jamming. Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle. Anyway, politics as usual. Joseph Robinette Biden. This was probably one of the worst speeches he's ever had. The way he was leaning over to try to read that teleprompter.
I don't know if he's alive even. I think it's my cousin Ben.
Remember when Pinky in the Brain used to be, they used to go in the person and they used to like, the person was like a machine and they were operating it. Yes. I'm like, no, are you alive?
Is he alive? I think.
And then Kamala was behind him and she was like this the whole time because I think there might be a little friction. I think Kamala is like, this mediocre white man and I got to stand behind him while he reads about women's health and rights and how it's disproportionately going to affect black women and I gotta shut up and stand behind him. Tricky. Anyway, Joseph Robinette is doing the best that he can with what he got. He's older. We're not going to be ageist, okay? But it's getting tricky for him. And the fact that he wants to run again, I'm like, Joe, just do the 4 years. Don't split the Democratic Party like this. Just do the 4 years and get the fuck out of here. But anyway, he fumbled through this speech, and if anybody hasn't seen it, it's on the YouTubes. Please watch it. He literally read repeat line because it's telling him to repeat to emphasize the line. And he was like, da-da-da-da-da-da, repeat line. And then he goes back, and then he goes, oh, I want to say this clearly because he's stumbling over the words because I don't know if he can see it that well. I think he needs the eye surgery. What's
Girl,
it called?
no, some ain't right. Not the eye surgery.
No,
some ain't right.
Say. Or he could be dyslexic. Let's not do that because if I had to read a teleprompter,
you're into the movie up there making shit up. You would, girl, you like, go off.
I would be like, yo, Kamala, handle this, queen. But anyway, a lot of people think that this executive order, I saw a lot of people posting saying, oh, abortion's now legal. No, or abortion is not illegal, first and foremost. Let's run this by again. Again, the Supreme Court, they are the ones that pass the judgment. Congress makes the laws. Now, what the Supreme Court said was, boom, the state's got to make the laws about abortion rights. What Joey is trying to do is protect certain rights within the states. He's trying to protect it on a national level. But it does not mean that women can just willy-nilly go get abortion.
No, but if they are at risk, then regardless of what the state
let's read it. Well, he's asking for this to be a thing.
Oh, he's asking.
So about the executive order, bam. Biden is calling on the Department of Health and Human Services, calling on them to continue to identify ways to preserve access to the medication for abortion, which the administration has made more available during the pandemic. So that means he's also asking for guaranteed emergency care. So the administration is considering, that's a very interesting word, considering updating guidance for providers and hospitals under the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, which requires that patients experiencing a medical emergency are provided stabilizing treatment, which could include abortion. This is important because it could provide vital clarification for providers working in states where there are abortion bans. That way they would not be worried about the legal ramifications that many of them are worried about, right? Now, he's also asking for strengthening of contraception access. So the White House is directing the United States Department of Health and Human Services to protect access to contraception, including emergency contraception and IUDs, as some Republican state lawmakers are eyeing to make restrictions on birth control. In addition, he's asking to protect patient data. So there's a lot of concerns in the recent weeks that state prosecutors could use things like the period tracking apps and internet search data to try to go after people who pursue abortions. And so the executive order asks for the Federal Trade Commission, which is an independent agency of the government, to weigh efforts that could shield how the data is used. And then he's also asking that there be more security at clinics. So the White House has said that it's focused on protecting abortion clinics, which have been the site of anti-abortion demonstrations and face a lot of violent threats. The executive order did not specify exactly what these protections would entail. So that's why it's interesting, because some of these things are private entities, and he doesn't have there's checks and balances. So he's putting it in this executive order, putting pressure on these folks, signing it, and basically working with these departments and or separate entities to ensure that the women have this access, regardless of what, the formal abortion laws are within the states, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I thought it was
so. A lot of people don't feel that it goes far enough.
Yeah, I thought it was far more.
Yeah.
All right. Biden, let's go.
More to come on that. I mean, there's only, again, checks and balances. Something else that was really disturbing today is that the Uvalde footage of the police, not of the children being murdered and the two teachers, of the police in a space at the time before they went after the gunman, from when they arrived on scene to all of that time lapse that everybody's talking about and questioning, that has leaked. And so parents of the victims and also just people within the community are horrified because, again, you can't see anything happening to human life, but it leaked, I think, because they were trying to prevent it from leaking. They didn't want the community to see it because the police did not respond the way they're trained to respond. There's one officer can be seen on their phone. Another officer can be seen getting hand sanitizer while they hear gunshots. They know that.
Girl, that doesn't make any sense to me. That makes no sense.
I don't understand it.
That makes no
either.
Sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't feel right.
They were in the space. You can hear some audio where they are scrambling. They're incredibly unorganized. They seem very unprepared. They seem just kind of frantic, and then they wait around for someone to make a decision. They're waiting for some higher up to do something, to give them orders. It's just, I don't know. I watched it right before we got on this call and got choked up and had to get myself together. And I see Sean King, who I'm friendly with, and I know that he has a lot of, people feel different ways about Sean King now, but the work that he does is really hard work. And it's not easy work, but I do see him calling them cowards. I see everyone calling them cowards and this and that. I don't know what happened, but I also know when I listened to it and watched it, hearing the gunshots and then seeing them run scared, there was something human. Weird. What?
They would run. What do you mean? They would
run back they're in the hallway and they would they ran back terrified. And like they're human beings too, and I know that that's the job you sign up for. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what the fuck I would do. I would hope that it would not be stand there
Wait a minute.
for.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So it's the clip is a shot of different cops in different angles, or it's one clip?
The clip that was shown, I think they have different footage, but the leaked clip is just this one hallway. And then
somebody's
footage,
on their phone, somebody's put on hand sanitizer, and some people
I didn't see that on the clip. Sean King is posting stills of that. He has seen the footage, the full footage.
Okay.
Somehow.
Okay.
And he's just showing that, like, while they're waiting, somebody was on their phone. Because so much, whole 56 minutes passed. And you don't know what they're doing on their phone. If they're looking to see the news, you don't know, right? It just doesn't, the optics does not look good, right? But my point is to say, like, and again, this is me trying to be empathetic and compassionate, even when I don't want to be. I have no idea how I would respond. I have never looked down the barrel of a gun. I know how I felt when I shot it, and I wept and had to go outside and leave the room and get away from the noise. I just hated it so much. I don't know if I could stand up. Now, people also say, on the other hand of that, you know, the parents were ready to go in. If it was my child or even your child or you, I feel like something else would take over me. Truly.
Children in general.
Something else would take over me.
Is like, what?
I just don't know. I don't know.
You're trained to be with guns. You know,
but
like it's one thing if it's me.
You can look at that video, Shanti, and see like they were really poorly trained. Like it was just a failure on all. Like they just looked completely disorganized and like fish out of water. Truly.
Let's do something different. This is either they're trigger happy or
I know.
It's not working. Wow. I ain't watching that. But
no, I wouldn't recommend it. And I just feel really sorry for the parents. But yeah, I don't know how you get over that.
No, you can't. You don't. You don't get over it. You don't.
I don't know. I mean, you would like to think that you know what you would do. Do you know what you would do?
For 56 minutes? I could see for 15 minutes.
Oh,
right?
not for
like 15 minutes. 15 minutes? Sure. You're like, what the fuck happened? But like, the gunshot happened outside of my house. I heard a gunshot. I see somebody fall on the ground. My instinct is to go to that person.
Yeah.
It's not to stand there. Something else kicks in that's like, life is more important than, I don't know. 56 minutes?
I want to hear from them.
At one point, I'd be like, I have to leave.
Go in there.
Like, I have to actually leave. And you have parents around you bugging. Like, I don't.
Begging you to go in.
Make sense to me. Nothing about that makes sense.
Yeah, I want to hear I want to hear from them. I want to know, like, were they waiting for, because they're not technically allowed to do anything. You know, police are like trained, like they fall in line like the military. There's seniority there. So if they don't have the order, then they don't do it. You know, no matter how they feel.
You know, and so if the higher ups are incompetent and they don't know what the fuck's going on, that's possible. But like,
yeah, I wanna know.
Still, at some point, I mean, I don't know if you listen, but there are some police that, regardless of there were some people that were talking about how they were trained for this. They were prepared for this. That was
the border control people. That wasn't police. They were like, we deal with this shit every day. Yeah. And
they went in. Whether it was civilian or border police, whoever, we going in and this person's getting, not babies. Like,
I know. Maybe they didn't think anybody was in this. I don't know. But it's horrible, and more will come from this. I mean, this is developing. On a different note, I was not able to watch the hearings today. More hearings on the January 6th
Yeah.
insurrection happened today, and I wasn't able to watch it. But the big thing that I took away from all of this, because I was trying to catch up after work, was that Liz Cheney, Liz Cheney ended this shit again and was like, and just so y'all know, there's a witness that you haven't heard from, and Donald Trump contacted this witness, which is witness tampering, and is illegal. You are inferior. Like, what are you doing? Why would? And he called, not his people, him. And the witness didn't answer the phone apparently, and was smart enough to call their lawyer, and their lawyer called the committee. I said, Donald, who, sir? Why would you like? Hey, yo, what's up? This is Donald Trump. I'm trying to holler. Like, what are you doing? What? He's correct. Nah, that's somebody that's losing it. I said not witness tampering. So more to come. But apparently there was like a ex-Proud Boy person on there, and he just turned all the way on all of them. And Trump was like, "Yeah, this was really, I don't know, wasn't good. Yada yada yada." There was very bad things. So I don't think it wasn't like the bombshell testimony from old girl that we got, but they're having more testimony next week, so we shall see. Anyway, we do have voicemails. We love to hear from you. If you have anything to say to us, please call us at 215-948-2780. That's 215-948-2780. And the first voicemail is about, I don't know.
Whoa.
Okay. Creativity. I think they were talking about creativity and life. So let's listen in. Right now.
Hello, Antoinette and Shanti. Y'all got me in my feelings. I'm not the one to cry. I'm not the one to shed a tear, but life has been so overwhelming for me that this podcast really hit home, and just I have to find my creativity again. For reference, I'm 23 years old. I go to work from 3 in the morning to 12, and then I have a second job from 3 to 10. My first job is an hour away, so realistically, in between that time, I have like an hour and a half to do my schoolwork, which I go to school online to become a physical technologist, something that I know that I just got it because I know it's a career. That's the only reason. I am a creative person, but life has been sucking the creativity out of me. I am a professional dancer. I act as well, and it's like every time I even try to find a space to dance, it becomes stressful. It becomes so stressful. Or when I get this point of listening to music and I want to dance, I'm like, I need to record it. And then I need to look at it and sometimes I'm like, it's not perfect, I need to post it. Why am I not doing auditions? Like, why am I not choreographing a Beyonce tour? Like, that's where my brain takes me, where dancing is just not fun anymore and acting is not fun, where now I just don't have a release. I don't have any forms of release of what I am feeling. I'm not trying to tear up right now, but life has just been kicking my ass. I'm sorry, I have to get myself together because your girl is not about to cry and embarrass someone here. So no, that's not what I'm about to do, but I am up from 2 in the morning to 11 at night, so realistically, I don't know how to prioritize my creativity because all my creativity is a foot away, okay? I see you guys as my big sisters, and I just love you guys so much. So if you guys have any gems or advice to give, that would be very much appreciated. I forgot. My name is Ashlyn, and stay blessed.
Yes, I remember that now.
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, thank you. I think she said Ashlyn. Couldn't really hear the end there.
Ashlyn.
And a baby she is. She said 23. Working like that. Child. God, any gems? I don't know. Is there a way Ashlyn, I don't know what your situation is. I don't know if you're responsible for other people. Um, and like, so that's why you are working these hours and you have to. But if there is a way to bring some ease into your world, I know for me, I did not. I'm just starting to live alone. I am a whole big 34 years old. This is my first year I've ever lived alone. And that is because I made the choice that um, financially I wasn't going to put myself in a position where I wasn't going to be able to enjoy life a little bit. And so there were certain sacrifices I had to make, and that was one of them. And so I did have roommates, and they weren't all bad. It wasn't, a thing like that. But if there is a way for you to bring some community into your life so that you have some financial help, so maybe you could work less, especially since you're in school as well. It seems like you're in school for something. I forget. I didn't remember, some kind of technician or something that you're not drawn to. You said you're just doing it because it's a career. Is there a way, do you have support where you could maybe live with someone, live with family, maybe even move from the place that you're at? You're 23, so I feel like you don't have to have it all figured out. I know this school is a thing, but you go to school online. I don't know if you have to show up in that space. I don't know, but like, I feel like if you feel like this now, it's not going to change with you going in the direction that you're going in. And I really want it to change for you, because life can absolutely kick your ass. And I think that a lot of times I'm guilty of it. I've made many decisions based off of what it's going to look like. And I should do this because I'm an adult. This is what I should be doing, X, Y, and Z. And I don't wish that for you or anyone. I wish you more freedom than you have. I wish you more peace of mind. I don't want you crying at night. I don't want you to feel tight like this. I know what that feels like. And I think that we make decisions based off of, it's a give or take, right? I was having this conversation last night with a friend. It's a give or take. Like, I you have to weigh your options and weigh, I don't know if you even live alone right now, but just know that I don't know what I know what I'm trying to say, but my raggedy ass vocabulary won't allow me to do it. But the give or take that I'm alluding to is that there's certain things that we have to do for certain outcomes, and you have to figure out what outcomes are most important to you and what your priorities are, and really prioritize them. Shanti, I'm talking too much. Go ahead.
I know. I think the way that life works, the way like conflict works, or even like spiritual energetic conflict works, is that you're going to be stopped. Like what you're doing, when I say it's unsustainable, I'm not saying it for jokes. Like, it's unsustainable. You start these habits at a young age. You feel this internal conflict in some kind of way, and it makes manifest in a way that you have to stop. So, again, take your inventory, like Antoinette said, and figure out a way to slow down. Or just stop one thing if you can. And yeah, you have to stop, because once you stop, then you have to kind of recover from the anxiety and the excitement and the revved up. Like Antoinette said, you have to like loosen up. And that takes a while as well. And then like, that's when your energy can get creative. Like, you trying to do creative things with the same energy that you have in this moment. Like, if you like trying to walk, but you have on roller skates, it doesn't work like that. Like, you're still going to be spinning in circles. You're not going to have the stability. Like, you have to stop and you have to recover from this space that you're in energetically, and you can and you will. But you're so young, and it's so amazing how you intuitively have this instinct in you that something isn't right. Some people carry this until their 50s, some people carry it to their 60s, some people get very sick and they're not able to do it until their body physically just stops them. So I think you should really pay attention to that voice inside of you and honor her and love up on her, because for whatever reason she's probably speaking to you and has been for a minute, and hold her close and tell her that you were listening and you're here for her, and making the slow journey to slow down so that you can recover from this pace that you're in. Not to slow down so that you can go start being creative with that same energy. It's just to slow down and be with yourself. And a lot of shit's going to come up. Fear, angst, worry, doubt, all this stuff. And you got to sit with it and then eventually move past it and kind of soothe yourself. But you're 23 and you have it in you. Everything in you is already telling you, like, yo, I need to do this. So be brave. Again, find community, people that support you, and figure out another path. This is not the way your life has to feel. And anybody or anything that tells you that that's not true. You do not have to feel this way. So, sweet baby, just start.
I think lastly too, I just want to say that I used to really pride myself on being able to like suffer through it and then come out on top and be like, I graduated, with this honors despite being this, and this, and wore it as a badge of honor because I was hooked on the adrenaline of it all. And that's not real either. That's
your body will shut down. Your body will shut down,
but it's also like an ego thing too. It's not real. I relate it to that you need to suffer in order to enjoy nice things, and that's just not. You have to work hard, but you don't have to suffer, So I'm wishing you ease, baby girl, and call back if and when you have, more questions. We have another call, so I'm going to play that.
Hi, Antoinette and Shanti. This is my very first time calling, but I have been listening ever since your episode with Owned by Femme, and then I went back and listened to all the episodes. But I'm listening to the latest episode that is about, what is this about? Be my distraction. And I just had a message for Antoinette about just like feeling that need to monetize the creative aspect of your life, or monetize your talents. And I struggled with this a lot. Just feeling like everything that I was good at, I needed to try to make money off of. And ultimately that led me into a whole depressive episode where like it was traumatic. Like I couldn't eat, I couldn't move. So I had to get myself out of that idea, like that, or that pressure that I needed to monetize my talents, because at the time I had a YouTube and I was just trying to output. And it was just the pressure of it all. So I often come back to this quote that says, destroy the idea that you have to be good at artistic things to enjoy them. That every hobby has to become something you monetize. It's a capitalist lie. Sing off key, draw poorly, write badly. Life is meant to be enjoyed, not monetized. You are not a product. So coming into this year, I really had to sit with that. And every time I wanted to do something, I bought a house. And every time I wanted to do something with my house, I did not have to go post that online. I could do it just for the joy of creating in that way. And another thing that helped me was changing my job. My job didn't allow me to be creative in the way I needed to. So I switched careers, and it's just really helped me use that creative side in a way that's like outside of, well, I am monetizing it. because it's a job, but I still get to feed my creative juices in my job in that way. So yeah, that's all I had to say. I love the podcast. I don't think you should move to LA. I'm originally from San Diego. Don't move to LA, girl. It's awful. But you should move to the DMV because I lived there for 5 years. I just moved back to the West Coast. But the DMV, I feel like it has that perfect mix of everything you might be looking for, specifically Maryland, DC. All right, love you guys. Bye.
Well. Chocolate City, here I come. So, yeah, I think that I don't have anything. I think she summed that up. That quote is perfect. What do you have anything to add?
No, I think that's good.
I think she called with an answer instead of a fucking question. Look at us.
You better.
Community. Thank you, Queen. Because Lord knows, child, we ain't got none. No, I really appreciate that. I really like that quote. I'm going to go back. I actually wrote down where we're at in the episode so I can go back and hear that. But thank you so much. She didn't say her name, but yeah. And I think that might help our first caller a little bit. It's like, you know, you just got to do it, but she has to find the space. But all right, one more, and then we will take a break.
Hey, Antoinette. Hey, Shanti. My name is Carolyn. I'm a long-time listener, second-time caller. I think when I called before, Shanti, you weren't there. It was Jay filling in. So, hey. But anyhow, I am in my spa playing catch-up. Well, actually, I've listened to pretty much all the episodes, but I was listening to an old one with you guys in the Fuckboy podcast, and Antoinette, my sister, Queen. The way I cackled at the man with the horseshoes on his ass and the lack of penis, but the overabundance of gall and nerve in the spoken word, it was tremendous. I sat in my car and cackled.
She put two stories together.
And cackled again. And it made me feel like I would love if you guys had an episode where you guys, and maybe even listeners, myself included, because the reason I laughed so hard is because it made me think of, you know, we all have those situations where, and they're all probably likely in our 20s, where we dealing with people that we know we ain't got no business going through shit we know we ain't got no business going through. Like, the one that came to my mind, I was dating, or at least I thought I was dating this man who was a Muslim, and in the midst of our date, he got to acting funny. He had been drinking. That's why I said he was a Muslim, because what you doing drinking, sir? Anyhow,
Exactly.
He got drunk off his ass. All at where are we at? We're at a buffet. I don't know if it was Ryan, Golden Corral. He done got drunk in the Golden Corral. I got pissed. He was gone to the bathroom too long. I left him there, went to my homegirl's house. Homegirl was like, you can't just leave him there like that because he's in the military and it could be bad for his career. I pulled back up. The police is there because somebody had called the police because he done got the throwing up and shitting out in the bathroom. Just the foolishness. The foolishness that we all go through and deal with, and it was just so heartwarming to hear someone else go through it too. Shanti, I'm sure you have stories, but Antoinette, I truly cackled. You know, it brought a little joy to my heart and a tear to my eyes. I laughed, but just wanted to share. Just wanted to say, hey, love you guys, love everything you're doing, and if you ever have that episode, you can call me because I got stories. Love you guys. Bye.
First of all, that's
Not
such a good idea.
I would
love to hear the around the way hotels. I really
That
would.
is such a good idea. You guys should just share your 60-second.
Yeah, call 215-948-2780. We'll make a whole episode out of it.
A minute and a half. You got a minute and a half.
It's 3 minutes on the voicemail, but keep it concise, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary folks. Wait, the fact that she was like, Shanti, I know you got stories. I'm thinking like, no, she doesn't.
But you know what? I really think because of my disassociation, because people will be like, you remember this happened? And I'll be like, no, I don't remember that. So I might have some things that have happened that I have completely
Can I tell you
left
something?
my body.
This is no shade, but I think you might be the person that people are telling stories about. Because you, back in the day, I will never forget
Possibly.
when I was like, why is there gum in your shirt? And you were like, I told him to spit it in there. And I was like, excuse me? Yo, Shanti.
Possible.
And then Shanti's favorite thing would be when after you would drink, this is terrible, but you would look back and you'd be like, I do this. I'm a professional drunk driver.
No.
You were like 20 something. I'll never forget. We were leaving, like, I think it was Chestnut Street. It was late. It was after you got the gum spit in your shirt. You were like, "Why I do this?" Because you know how you get when you used to get drunk and you get real egotistical and real rude. You look at me like, "Shut the fuck up! You hype. I do this. We out."
Bad.
Bad. I think
Why
y'all.
didn't you drive?
I think people are telling stories about I didn't want to, but you would curse me out. You were
Bruh.
Y'all, I think Shanti is the one. I think Shanti is the
People
one.
might have
horseshoe
stories about me.
head. I think you are. Are you the horseshoe person?
I might be.
Oh no!
If I were back in the day, maybe.
JoJo saved your fucking life. Shout out to her.
I really think she did.
Me too.
She really saved me from a real
Yes.
wild experience.
Oh my God.
Where would I be? Where would I be without JoJo?
Anyway, all right. A whole hour and a half in. So listen, we are going to try something new, actually. I'm calling it, Shanti.
Are you going to do that without discussing it?
I thought that we could. Is it okay?
I guess.
I'm scared. Is
This
it
is
okay?
a podcast. This is it.
Well, it's going to be two parts because these 2-hour podcasts, 2.5-hour podcasts, people are not listening to the end. They're not. And so what we have noticed.
You are making that up, but you can.
No, they're not. You can see, first of all, you don't look at the stats and you can see how long the duration is when people drop off. If you go to Apple Podcasts and you go into our Podcast Connect count, you can see like, 1 hour and 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden they drop off. Maybe they don't care about the main topics. I don't know.
Maybe that's interesting. I guess we will see. We will see
Guess
how
what?
many
If you don't
people
care
are
about the
engaged.
main topics, that's the meat and potatoes of this fucking podcast, and we're gonna keep doing it. That's
But
how
if we break it into two and we see that we get a lot more engagement with the Kiki versus the woo woo, then
Then we just gotta add
more
more
woo-woo.
Kiki and woo woo. But anyway, so we're gonna try this, everyone, because this is getting a little lengthy. We are going to stop this podcast, but we are going.
Goodbye.
No, we're going to release the main topic on Monday. We noticed when we released the bonus episode with Dio and Uche and Raul that everyone downloaded it so quickly and ate it up. And I was like, wow, Mondays are a good day to release things. Okay. So this is going to come out on Thursday. And then the main topic, which dun dun dun, is going to be around how to parent a child that is biracial from our lens, right? We have a caller. Well, we have a listener who called and asked that question, the gentleman caller. And he also sent me a DM asking for more clarity. So I was like, yo, would be a great topic. So we are going to go and discuss that. And that's going to be released on Monday. And we're going to test this out. Don't get upset. Don't get nervous. You're still getting the same amount of content. You might even get more because we might talk a little longer. You never know. So here we are. So Shanti, I don't know where we're going to fit the break in because we're going to put a fucking break in to get them ads in here. But I think you can take us out to the end of the episode. Part 1.
All right. After these messages, we'll be right back next week.
I was saying. All right,
See
y'all.
you next Monday.
And insert JoJo here,